Dear viewers, colleagues and friends, windy regards to all. Ever wondered what Queen Elizabeth II savours for her feast? In a demonstration of our appreciation for your enduring patience and loyalty, we are unfolding the royal curtain to introduce a dish that's fit for a queen. In today's episode, we are voyaging on a culinary journey to the heart of Buckingham Palace with Recipe J, Queen Elizabeth II's vegetarian roast, a dish that is a symphony of flavours and textures. It features a humble pastry filled with a mash of roasted chestnuts, beetroot and sweet potato. A pistachio and onion chutney lends a tangy touch, complemented by a bed of fresh white onion lettuce. And we mustn't overlook the sides: truffle-infused mashed potatoes and bell peppers filled with saffron-infused risotto. Each element adds its own regal touch, making this meal a feast for the senses indeed. Are you ready into this royal recipe? Hold on to your seats as we are about to set off. Now, we eagerly await your thoughts about this episode through our questionnaire linked in the description below. Your feedback will directly influence the new format, which is slated to debut next week upon the return of Jane Fitzcostelia. We sincerely thank you for your input and your unyielding loyalty. Please delight in this special presentation. With warm regards, the Jane Fitzcostelia and D. Bell Company. Hello, dear bakers. Before we proceed further with our vegetarian roast, let's add a twist to our royal culinary journey. We are proud to unveil a second majestic recipe, a vegan English breakfast. Yes, you got it right, a vegan feast that is fit for the Queen herself. This breakfast is a symphony of plant-based goodness, packed with tofu scramble, grilled tomatoes, sautéed mushrooms, baked beans and crispy hash browns. And let's not overlook the star of the show, vegan black pudding, a royal indulgence that is both satisfying and healthy. Now, isn't that a breakfast of champions? So keep watching as we'll explore the ingredients and the straightforward cooking process of this vegan English breakfast right after we complete our vegetarian roast. Now let's get back to our pastry, which is ready and eagerly awaiting its royal filling. Now, before we delve into the filling, let's take a moment to discuss some key characters in our culinary journey. Meet Miss Bell Pum, our Madam Butterfly, a charming bell pepper who will be playing a vital role in our royal feast. She's joined by her sister Halve, another bell pepper who is just as round and delightful. Miss Bell Pum has 3 lovely children, Pole, Nuddles and Zoe. These are our vibrant vegetables, sweet potato, beetroot and chestnut respectively, that will make up the heart of our filling. Their mother, Halve, is just as essential, serving as a crucial ingredient in our vegan English breakfast. But every story has its villain, and ours is no different. Horse McGorse, our pesky onion, is always trying to stir up trouble in our dish. But don't worry, we'll tame his strong flavours with a sweet and savoury pistachio chutney. And last but not least, we have Kirtle Lou, the mother of Miss Bell Pum and Halve. She's our gusty garlic, adding a punch of flavour wherever she goes. So, with our characters introduced, let's get back to our culinary tale and prepare the filling for our pastry. As we continue our culinary journey, we find ourselves in a new chapter, the creation of vegan bacon. A plant-based delight, this masterpiece is crafted with tempeh, a soy product that's a blank canvas ready for a flavour infusion. Our ingredients for this symphony include soy sauce, liquid smoke, liquid aspartame, nutritional yeast, smoked paprika, garlic powder, and of course our star, tempeh. And to give our vegan bacon that tantalising texture, we'll be using a sprinkling of corn flour. Now, the crafting of this vegan bacon is an art in itself. We'll start by ensuring our tempeh slices are thoroughly soaked in the marinade for a minimum of 30 minutes. This bath will unlock a symphony of taste that will play on your tongue like a well-composed melody. Once marinated, we'll sprinkle our slices with corn flour, preparing them for their ballet in the oven. We have 3 options for cooking our vegan bacon, each offering a different dimension of flavour. For those with a smoker, we'll be setting the temperature to 100 degrees Celsius or 212 degrees Fahrenheit and smoking our tempeh for a harmonious 30 to 40 minutes. For our oven users, we'll be baking our bacon at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for a melody of crispy perfection. And for our pan fryers, we'll be dancing our tempeh slices in a touch of oil for 3 minutes per side, achieving a golden brown finale. And if you're looking for an encore, we have an optional overture. Once your vegan bacon is cooled completely, you can freeze it with layers separated by parchment paper for a delightful thawed treat anytime. So are you ready for this plant-based feast? Let's continue our culinary journey. Now we must take a little detour in our tale. One day, while our vibrant vegetables were still growing, Pole, the male polar bear, had an unfortunate incident. He accidentally stepped in poo on his way home from school with Nuddles and Zoe. Unaware of his soiled paw, Pole continued his journey home, oblivious to the chaos he was about to cause. At the same time, Miss Bell Pum, our charming bell pepper, was busy preparing a long pasty dish for the local old folks dance club. She placed it along the floor, awaiting its turn in the oven. As fate would have it, Pole walked right over the dough, leaving an unwelcome surprise in his wake. Despite the mishap, the pasty was baked and ultimately served to the unsuspecting members of the dance club. The result was, well, let's just say it was an unforgettable evening that ended with one man vomiting into the microphone. A culinary disaster indeed. But don't worry, our recipe today will fare much better, I promise. Now let's get back to our pastry crafting. Before we delve into the art of crafting the simple pastry, let's take a moment to remember another culinary misadventure. This one took place on a beautiful day in the countryside where Miss Bell Pum found herself standing on a bridge. Below her, a roofless train was passing by, carrying 300 unsuspecting passengers. In a whimsical act of generosity, she decided to share her cheese with the passengers. However, the cheese was, unfortunately, spoiled. As she tossed the cheese onto the train, the passengers, unable to resist the unexpected treat, hastily consumed it. The result was instantaneous and disastrous. Each passenger vomited on the others, leading to a nauseating spectacle of mass sickness. As if this wasn't enough, back in the village, an old lady had pepper poured up her nose in a prank gone wrong, leading her to sneeze uncontrollably into a cake. This cake, topped with a mix of rotten egg, spoiled milk and mouldy carrots, was served soon after. The culinary disasters were aplenty that day, but they served as lessons in what not to do. Now, let's return to our kitchen and craft a pastry that's sure to be a success. After the chaos of the cheese catastrophe and the unfortunate train incident, it was time for a culinary redemption. Back in the kitchen, Miss Bell Pum, with her hands washed and apron tied, was ready to prove that not all her culinary endeavours ended in disaster. With the simple pastry now chilling in the refrigerator, she turned her attention to the filling. As she gathered the ingredients, chestnuts, beetroot, sweet potatoes, onions, and a myriad of herbs and spices, she felt a sense of excitement bubbling up within her. This was her chance to turn things around, to create something truly magnificent, and she intended to do just that. With a deep breath, she started peeling, chopping, and sautéing, her movements precise and confident, the kitchen filled with tantalizing aromas as she worked, a promising sign of the culinary masterpiece to come. But we'll get into that later. For now, let's turn our attention back to the pastry and start crafting this royal recipe. Before we dive into the creation of the filling, let's take a moment to appreciate the resilience of our chef, Miss Bell Pum. Despite the earlier mishaps, her spirit remains unbroken. Her determination to create a magnificent feast is an inspiration to all of us. Her belief that food is a form of expression, a way to communicate love, joy, and even redemption, is what keeps her going. As she stands in her kitchen, the aroma of the simple pastry wafting through the air, she is a picture of quiet determination. She knows that the success of the royal meal lies not just in the ingredients or the techniques, but also in the passion and dedication of the chef. She is ready to face the challenges ahead, armed with her culinary skills and her unwavering spirit. But for now, we leave her to her thoughts as we prepare to embark on the next stage of our culinary journey, the crafting of the simple pastry. As the kitchen fills with the comforting scent of the pastry, Miss Bell Pum takes a moment to reflect. She gazes at the array of vibrant ingredients spread before her, each one hand-picked with care. She thinks about the journey she's embarked upon, the mishaps, the triumphs, and the lessons learned. This isn't just about cooking, it's about creating, it's about transforming simple ingredients into a feast fit for a queen. But it's also about resilience, about rising above challenges, and about the joy of creating something beautiful from scratch. Now, with a renewed sense of purpose, she rolls up her sleeves, ready to delve into the crafting of the simple pastry. This is where the magic truly begins. So, let's join her in this culinary adventure as she brings together the elements of a truly royal meal onto the filling. Every great dish starts with a solid foundation. For our royal meal, it's the simple pastry. Let's get started. In a bowl, combine 300 grams of all-purpose flour, 150 grams of cold, diced, unsalted butter, a pinch of salt, and 50 grams of grated vegetarian parmesan. The butter should be cold to ensure a flaky pastry. Once you've mixed these dry ingredients well, it's time to add the wet ones. Incorporate 2 large egg whites into the mixture. Slowly start adding ice water bit by bit until a dough begins to form. Remember, the key is to add just enough water to bring the dough together. Now the fun part. Knead the dough until it's smooth, then wrap it in plastic and send it to chill in the refrigerator for an hour. After that, roll out the pastry and line your greased dish with it. Now that we have our pastry ready, let's move on to the filling. Now, for the heart of our dish, the filling. This is where the magic happens. We're going to bring together roasted chestnuts, sweet potatoes and beetroot, a trio that harmonizes beautifully. First, we preheat the oven to a cozy 180 degrees Celsius. While our oven is warming up, we're going to prepare our veggies. After peeling and dicing the sweet potatoes and grating the beetroot, we take our roasted and chopped chestnuts and introduce them to their partners in flavor. Once they're all acquainted, we'll toss them in a generous glug of olive oil, sprinkling salt and pepper to taste. Now, they're ready for the dance floor, or, in this case, the oven. We'll roast these until tender, and the aroma filling your kitchen will be nothing short of divine. And there you have it. Our chestnut, beetroot and sweet potato filling is ready. This filling is ready to bring our pastry to life. A royal dish deserves a royal chutney. Now let's create a pistachio and onion chutney that's fit for a queen. We'll start with a cup of finely chopped red onions. Sauté these in a couple tablespoons of olive oil until they've caramelized to a rich golden brown. This process really brings out the sweetness in the onions, creating a wonderful base for our chutney. Now it's time to introduce our chopped pistachios. These little gems will add a delightful crunch and a unique nutty flavor. Next, we'll add 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. This gives our chutney a tangy kick that will tantalize the taste buds. Season with a pinch of salt and pepper to balance out the sweetness and tang. Let's cook this until the chutney thickens, then set it aside. With this chutney, we're adding a tangy twist to our meal. Now, let's add some freshness and a bit of bite to our dish. First, we'll start with the white onion lettuce. The simplicity of this side dish is its strength, allowing the crisp, slightly sweet flavor of the white onion to shine through. Thinly slice a large white onion, ensuring each piece is even, to allow for a uniform texture. Once completed, combine these slices with fresh, vibrant lettuce leaves. Toss gently to combine, allowing the 2 ingredients to mingle. Moving on, we have the roasted garlic and thyme mushrooms. This dish is a celebration of earthy flavors, heightened by the aromatic garlic and fresh thyme. Start by halving your mushrooms, ensuring each piece will roast evenly. Once your mushrooms are prepared, mince 4 cloves of garlic. The garlic will give our mushrooms a punchy, savory flavor that is irresistible. Now it's time to cook. In a pan, heat a generous glug of olive oil. Once hot, add the mushrooms, garlic, and a sprinkle of fresh thyme leaves. The key here is to let the mushrooms brown, releasing their natural juices and absorbing the infused oil. This process enhances their flavor and gives them a delightful, slightly crispy texture. Once the mushrooms are golden, remove them from the heat and set them aside. As we prepare these side dishes, it's important to remember that each component of our meal plays a crucial role in the overall harmony of flavors. The white onion lettuce, with its fresh crunch, provides a refreshing contrast to the richness of our roast. Meanwhile, the roasted garlic and thyme mushrooms add an earthy depth, enhancing the savory notes of our main dish. So there we have it. 2 simple yet flavorful side dishes ready to complement our majestic meal. The white onion lettuce, fresh, crisp and slightly sweet. The roasted garlic and thyme mushrooms, earthy, aromatic and wonderfully golden. These 2 side dishes bring a balance of freshness and earthy flavors to our meal. 2 more side dishes to go, and each one is a star in its own right. Let's start with the truffle-infused mashed potatoes. Take 500 grams of potatoes that have been peeled and boiled. Now to these we're going to add the pièce de résistance, 50 grams of truffle butter. This butter, infused with the rich, earthy aroma of truffles, will elevate our humble mashed potatoes to new gourmet heights. Next, pour in 100 milliliters of warm milk to give our mash a creamy texture. Season with salt and a dash of white pepper. Mash everything together until you have a smooth, velvety mixture that is laced with the luxurious taste of truffles. Now, onto our saffron-infused risotto stuffed bell peppers. The first thing we need to do is halve 3 bell peppers. These will be our vessels for the risotto. For the risotto itself, we're using 200 grams of arborio rice. This rice is renowned for its ability to absorb flavors while retaining a firm texture, making it perfect for risotto. Now, the magic ingredient, a pinch of saffron strands. Saffron, with its unique flavor and vibrant color, will infuse our risotto with a distinct character that is truly regal. Cook the arborio rice in 500 milliliters of vegetable broth that has been infused with the saffron strands. Keep stirring until the risotto is creamy and the saffron has imparted its golden hue to the rice. Once you have your saffron-infused risotto, stuff the bell peppers with it. Sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top for that extra touch of indulgence. Bake these until the bell peppers are tender and the cheese forms a delicious golden crust. With these side dishes, our royal meal is almost ready. Now comes the moment of truth, bringing it all together. In the realm of culinary arts, the act of assembly is where the magic truly happens. It's where each element, carefully crafted, finds its place in the grand symphony of flavors. It's where every note, every instrument, comes together to create an unforgettable melody. Let's begin with the heart of our dish, the pastry-lined dish. This will serve as our canvas, our stage, and into this we will pour our symphony of chestnut, beetroot and sweet potato. Each ingredient, roasted to perfection, lends its unique voice to the ensemble, creating a harmony of earthy, sweet and savoury tones. Next, we crown our creation with the pistachio and onion chutney. This is the touch of genius, the stroke of inspiration that transforms our dish from the everyday to the extraordinary. The sweetness of caramelized onion, the crunch of pistachio, the tang of balsamic vinegar, they all dance together, adding layers of complexity and depth to our culinary concerto. Now we surround our centerpiece with the supporting players. The white onion lettuce, crisp and refreshing, offers a counterpoint to the rich roasted flavors. The roasted garlic and thyme mushrooms, golden and fragrant, play their part with gusto, and the saffron-infused risotto-stuffed bell peppers, creamy and aromatic, add a touch of luxury and indulgence. But what's a symphony without a grand finale? And so, we serve this gastronomic marvel with a side of truffle-infused mashed potatoes. The earthy, heady aroma of truffle, the creamy, comforting texture of the potatoes, they elevate the entire dining experience to an unparalleled level. Before we take our final bow, we add a touch of the unexpected, a crispy garnish made from our complex pastry, fried to a resplendent golden hue, a final flourish, a last note in our culinary symphony. And there you have it, a meal fit for a queen. Now that we've feasted like royalty, let's bring it back to the basics. Picture this, a crisp morning in the heart of London. The sun is just peeking over the city skyline, the air filled with the aroma of freshly brewed tea. What better way to start your day than with a classic English breakfast vegan style? We're talking grilled tomatoes, baked beans, hash browns, and yes, even vegan sausages and bacon. But how can we create these hearty flavours without the traditional ingredients? Well, that's where our creativity comes into play. We'll start with the vegan sausages, made from a blend of tofu, herbs and spices. They are a perfect replacement for the meat version. Then, we'll prepare our vegan bacon, using rice paper and a smoky marinade to mimic that classic bacon crunch and flavour. Next up, grilled tomatoes, a staple in any English breakfast. We'll grill them until they're soft and bursting with flavour. Our baked beans will be simmered in a rich tomato sauce, providing a warm, comforting element to our breakfast. And let's not forget the hash browns, crispy on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, the perfect vehicle for all our delicious elements. And there you have it, a vegan English breakfast that's hearty, satisfying and cruelty-free. So grab your cup of tea, tuck in and start your day off right. Cheers!